Hello Pisces, welcome to my channel. My name is Robyn. I'm a channeler and tarot reader, and this is going to be your April 2025 reading for Sun, Moon and Rising. We are going to get a theme that you will be exploring through the month of April. We will look at what's working in your favor, potential challenge, likely outcome and a message from Spirit. So, I've extracted the major arcanas from the Good Tarot deck by Colin Baron Reid. So let us have a look first at what theme in the major arcana that you are actually exploring this month of April. Okay. The Hermit. Okay, so this month is a time for being a little bit in your shell, a little bit reclusive, so that you can go within and do some soul searching. Okay, this is like finding your inner light, and at the top of the card you can see there are keys. So you're looking at the door, the key to your heart, to your mission in life, your purpose in your life, a sense of kind of where you feel motivated. And it is number 9, so numerology does talk about completions, endings, not quite completions but endings. Things are coming full circle for you to be able to reflect and kind of figure out, okay, what is my next step forward? I know that sounds very vague, but it is a theme. So we are looking now a bit more details of your reading. I'm using my deck here, which is the Telepathic Tarot deck. Fabulous deck, I have to say, because I painted all the cards in oil paint. If you're interested in a deck, you can check out my website. It should be available for sale by the end of the month. Okay. Pisces. Pisces, Pisces. What's going on with you? Okay, I'm going to lay the cards out, clarify, and then I'll talk through them all and show you. Okay. Oh, wow. We got the Hermit in your current position again. So definitely some soul seeking. In my cards here, I represented it as Aristotle, philosophizing, philosophy, right? Philosophizing, if that's a word, over your next step forward, right? Let's have a look at all of these. Okay. Well, I mean, I said we're going to get more detail, but out of a 5-card spread, we've got 3 major arcanas, and major arcanas are like predestined currents of energy. They're going to happen no matter what. It's kind of like part of your grand cycle at the moment, which doesn't really surprise me if you're in the Hermit phase, because you're looking at the bigger picture. You're not looking at the kind of the nitty-gritty. But there's definitely a decision that you are maybe struggling to face or make, but you do also have a very positive outcome. So let me just quickly clarify before I delve into it. I'm using the mini Rider-Waite deck over here, okay? Something has been lost, or something is lost to you, and it is a blessing. And so that's why you're at this moment of like, okay, I need to reflect. I need to really kind of go within and just figure this out. Okay. Okay. We've got a couple of things going on. So you're in this current position of the Hermit turning up twice in your reading, meaning it's an extremely reflective month for you. Okay. The Hermit card is clarified by the 2 of Cups. So for some of you, there's 2 things that are going on here. They're going to be different for everybody, okay? For one portion of you, you are trying to reflect over a union that you have. Now, this could be a business partnership, but it tends to be kind of like a romantic partnership. Someone who's very close to you, a very close connection, and you are trying to figure out what is the next step forward. I'm getting the sense here that perhaps a judgment call needs to be made about this union, about this connection, okay? And you're trying to figure it out. For others of you, the 2 of Cups can also represent looking at your higher self, okay? And so for those of you who are not kind of, who don't feel like it would be one person in your life who's kind of really close to you, and you're having to kind of figure out, Am I going to continue with this relationship, whether that's business, family, or a romantic, although it tends to be romantic, I'm feeling. But for the others of you, it's kind of like you connecting with your higher self and trying to figure out, okay, what's my next step forward? What is my happy ever after? Who am I? What is my life? What is that being reflected back to me? How does that explain to me who I am, where my shadow self lies? How can I rectify it? How can I bring it into illumination? Okay, so you've got two kind of different energies, but ultimately in close relationships, that also represents a very spiritual thing as well, because it's those people in our lives are that which kind of challenge us and empower us, right? And sometimes we need both in a relationship, but if it becomes a little bit too one way or too the other way, it loses its strength. Okay, so your desire for the month is quite simple. You just want a happy ever after. It's quite simple because everyone wants that, right? But for you, we've got the Ten of Cups clarified by the Emperor. So the Ten of Cups talks all about happy ever after, home environment, wish fulfillment, kind of what makes you feel fulfilled. Okay, it can reflect, the home life. It can reflect the family unit. It's that feeling of kind of going through the day and feeling like your path is worth it. There is purpose to it, and also you feel that sense of satisfaction and reward. Clarified with the Emperor, it tells me that you're taking a very kind of masculine approach to this. And the masculine approach is anything about motivation, how you go out and do things, even if it's kind of delegating, getting some people to do it for you. The Emperor has the overall view, the big picture, the long-term picture. Okay, so you are spending some time, particularly in the beginning of the month, figuring out, okay, what is it that I need to do to create my happy ever after, to have a nice safe home unit, family unit, where I feel like I have purpose in my life. Okay, and the home could be, even if you're single and you have pets, or what makes me feel kind of settled within myself. And the Emperor is figuring out a strategic way of doing that. What plans do I need to make? How can I balance my spirituality with my sense of health and well-being, the relationships in my life, and the work that I do? Okay, and how can I bring that into full balance? Now, what is working actually in your favor is surprising. There is something that's come to an end, and it's come to an end really, really fast. Okay, the Ten of Swords represents a blessing in disguise because it is showing up in the positive position. Something is over and done with. It represents a swords, which is the mental body. So particularly with the Hermit card, you have mulled over this backwards and forwards, upside down, every single way possible, only to realize there's a way of life at the moment that is just, it's not good for you mentally. Mentally, it's just been hardship. And you're reaching the point of like, okay, I need to let that go. That has ended already, and I need to treat it as a blessing. What Spirit here is saying is that it's absolutely a blessing. And with the clarification of the Eight of Wands, what that tells me is not only has it happened, the epiphany of it has only happened really, really fast, but once you come to terms with that, which I think you will be dealing with through the Hermit energy over the month of April, things are going to start revving up and ramping up energy. You're starting, once you can allow yourself to just shed that skin, then you're able to really bolt forwards. It's got a really fast-paced energy, loads happening, loads of motivation now kind of being opened up because you've allowed yourself to close something off, which is very in line with the Emperor energy of getting things done. Okay, so particularly if it could be, how things always happen all at once. You could be dealing with some sort of breakup or some sort of connection within your higher self, and then all of a sudden a work situation or a project that you've been working on is just not going the distance, or it's ended to some degree. What that does is it makes space for fast pace and something better to come along. So the month is really, really strong for you. The only trouble is, the only challenge you're dealing with, apart from actually doing the soul searching, which is just kind of going within and figuring it out, processing information and kind of going, what is my soul calling me to do? The challenge here is a judgment card with the Four of Swords. So there is a decision that needs to take place, and it's difficult, which is why the Hermit card is there. You recognize that if whatever you decide, there's no going back, okay, on the decision. Now, sometimes the Judgment card can talk about a resurrection, right? But if you resurrect something, particularly if something's ended, right, a particular way of doing it, if in a relationship or even business-wise, if you resurrect it, it's never going to be the same again. Or you're deciding to let go of that completely and move into greener pastures. Now, it's clarified by the Four of Swords over there, which tells me that you also may be struggling to find the time to heal and to rest and recoup. So sometimes we can feel so overburdened in the mind and in our sense of worth and our sense of purpose in life that we don't recognize that actually this is the prime time where the body and the mind need time out, okay? Particularly when things are ending and you're having to deal with things and you're thinking, well, no, I can't just allow things to come to me. I must actively do something about it, which is what the Emperor talks about. It is a challenge. So it can prevent you from making a rational decision, right? Or even a spiritual decision when the body is not feeling vital and kind of full of life, when you're feeling really kind of downtrodden on, and you can't make sense of things, right? So the thing that's going to really help you this month, Pisces, is if you allow yourself some time off. You are allowed time off, okay? You're allowed a breather. That is going to enable you to have a bit more clarity of mind to make that decision for the future, okay? You don't have to rush yourself. You can take your time. The outcome I see, though, is really, really beautiful. We got the Star card clarified by the Seven of Wands, okay? So what this tells me is that by the end of the month, the outcome of the month, you are embracing more healing modalities. You're taking the time to cleanse the dirt and grit from the past, move into a space of forgiveness for yourself and for others. This card also promises wish fulfillment. It promises having faith for the future, okay? New pastures are arriving for you. The Seven of Wands is actually quite a beautiful energy too when you couple it with the Star card, because what it's saying is that there's no budging you now. You've made your decision. You know the direction that you're going in. You feel like it's very promising, and the Star card tells me that it is promising, okay? It's daring to dream again, daring to wish and to invite something new to come to your life, which is happening. But it's putting you in a placement of power and conviction, standing up for who you are, standing up for what you believe in, standing up to for yourself, being well, how can I say that? Backing up yourself, you know. You've absolutely got this, and you don't need anyone around you to fight your battles or defend you, because you are feeling a lot more self-assured within your sense of self by the end of the month, and it feels to me like you've made some sort of decision, okay? So that's really, really positive. So let us get you a message from Spirit of anything that can help you through the month of April. I'm using the Ancient Stone Oracle. It's from Rebecca Campbell. So let us find out, Pisces. What do you need this month? What do you need to know? This is nice. Alignment. It's coming together. Precision. Okay, so don't worry about wasting time. Don't worry about if you need to take a break, okay? Everything is coming together with absolute precision, alignment, okay? It's all moving towards the right direction. So even if you feel a little bit scattered in the beginning of the month because you're needing to kind of figure stuff out, and particularly things are ending and you're trying to do whatever it takes to create your happy ever after, you know? things are lining up for you with precision, okay? It's all going to come together, and you're going to feel more connected to your sense of self by the end of the month, because it feels to me, it doesn't feel like you don't know who you are at the beginning of the month. It's not, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying it's, you just need to kind of check in with yourself, but big time, as you start the month, because sometimes we can be, we execute a plan or goal from the past, and we're going about and everything happens, and you get your obstacles, and you're dealing with that, and you're dealing with that, and you're dealing with that, and then sometimes it branches out in so many different directions that we feel a little bit splintered, right? So then we have to kind of go zoom back in, figure it out, and then recalibrate, and kind of how do we move forward within this, okay? So it is all coming together, which is really, really nice. You are going to feel a lot more self-assured by the end of the month, and a lot more kind of on the right path, okay? You are already on the right path. You just need this little detour to spend some time to kind of check in with yourself. So I hope that helped you, Pisces. I wish you all the best for the month. Obviously, if you want a personal reading or challenge session, check out my website, robynstein.com. Information is in the description box below. Also, I delivered a masterclass on learning the art of tarot reading. So I partnered up with Wisdom from North. So if you're interested in taking that masterclass, it's a subscription, but you can just subscribe for 1 month if you want. They've got tons and tons of masterclasses with the membership scheme. So also information is in the description box if you're interested. Have a fruitful and explorative month, and I'll see you next time. Take care.